Hello, welcome to my channel. I wanted to sincerely thank you for coming back, or if this is your first time, welcome. I wanted to thank you because although this channel is building up and I don't have many subscribers and I only have a few, a few views, um, that's why I value each person who watches my videos, who watches my content, and who subscribes. I'm trying to build this channel up. I think it's worthwhile. It deals with um, assessing oneself and introspection. Um, so I'm dressed up. The reason I'm dressed up, you may remember, you may have seen the video I did this morning, which should be the prior video to this. I had a Femme Fever Zoom session this evening at 7. Now Femme Fever is run by a woman, Karen, who helps cross-dressers and transgender people develop their makeup skills, gives advice, provides supplies, and the main thing that she does is she provides parties, Femme Fever parties about once every month. They sound like fun. I'd like to visit one sometime, or a few. They're in New York City, and with my schedule and nobody, well, now I have somebody I guess I can go with, but my schedule is still, unfortunately, not as flexible as I'd like it. Um, but anyway, so this time there's a free trial period where she's doing these Zoom sessions, um, and this one was free, and there's another one free coming up. I don't know if the other ones are free. I hope so. But anyway, it was a nice time. It's a new opportunity for me to get dressed up, and I'm improving. You may see my my violet eyeliner, and I added cat eyes here, and my eyeshadow is improved, I think. Now, this is all washed out. The lighting isn't really that good, so it's probably washing out my contouring and my blush. Also, of course, I peeled away my nice nails, gelled nails, thinking that it's late at night, I'll go to bed and so forth. But I thought about doing this video, and so I started putting the makeup back on and the accessories. All right, on to the topic of my video. Okay, now without getting into detail, because I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is screw it up any further. This long experience I've had, because I don't know, I know I've hurt somebody, and that person may or may not be watching, but regardless, um, I'm still sad that I hurt this person. But fortunately, the person will have seen my other videos and understand where I was coming from. I'd like to say that now I have a better understanding of what possibly caused the problem way back at the beginning. I was younger, and although although my intentions were good, I um, I realize now that I here the channel is called Introspection, and it's about assessing oneself and getting a better understanding of oneself. And now I understand. I got a little inkling at the time, but it's coming back to me now. You know, when you go through a long experience, you may have a good instinct as to what may be going wrong at the beginning, but so many things happen that they distract you, they pull you so hither and yon. So I'm thinking back, and actually, um, when it began, when I was trying to do the good thing, that was actually appreciated. I'm very thankful for that. You know, it started off it started off nice in some sense, but I was doing it in a certain way that now I realize um, came on too strongly, um, and I hope this person is watching. Um, it came on too strong, and I didn't know, um, because because I I'm very, I guess, ambitious. I'm very artistic and creative, and I guess it's like when you're writing a story, you overwrite, so to speak. I'm still working on my voice. Um, you well, I used flowery language, and um, in using the flowery language, I guess it came on strong, and I didn't know it, and the other person didn't say anything, seemed to actually welcome it. I mean, seemed to have mixed feelings about me doing it. It's kind of like, well, anyway, all right. I'm treading into, I don't want to go there. I'll just say that I realize now that I was coming on too strongly. And so you can't change the past, but I wondered if maybe instead of doing that, I could have gone over and said hello, or done something not as extreme. Done something not as extreme. Um, now the all right. I so much want to fill in all these details. I can't. Um, I could have just gone over and talked without doing the extreme stuff. Um, Again, even though the extreme stuff seemed to be well received, um, I perhaps should not have done that. Although I do like the nice feedback that I got. That was really nice. Um, I guess there's always pro and con to these things, but um, so now that I have a reasonably good explanation for what caused the problem to start in the first place, do I feel any any attachment any longer? Um, no, I don't. No, I don't. And I've got to remind myself, no, no, I don't. Um, I'd certainly like it to become better in terms of becoming more friendly again, but I'm comfortable um, as it is now. Um, so I wanted to move on to a different topic. Um, it's about dating. Um, and in some kind of ironic way, I thought it would be kind of funny to talk about my experiences with dating dressed like this. Um, I thought this morning that I wanted to do a video about what kind of a woman I like to meet. Because yesterday, um, I was matched up with somebody. There's a matchmaker dating site. This isn't one of those dating sites where you go online, you just see a profile, and you send out a message. Uh, this website has actual physical people acting as matchmakers, and they match the people themselves. And then they send the two matches, con, uh, notifications, and it's up to the two of them to approve whether they want to be matched or not. So, of course, me being Jewish, I, uh, I, or this, and this website being, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. Um, so anyway, so this is a Jewish matchmaker site, and I was overjoyed that, not overjoyed. Whenever I get a new match on this site, um, I'm more hopeful. So this time there was somebody who didn't seem to have any, as usual, didn't seem to have any similar interests uh, with me, but I thought I'd give it a shot, right? So we talked for about 15 minutes, and inevitably, I knew right away she's from New York City, and I'm in central New York. So inevitably, she asked, and the conversation wasn't really going anywhere. Right from the start, um, I want, I'll get into that. I want to get into what's my ideal woman, what's my ideal companion. Um, anyway, this wasn't it. This was a conversation with somebody where I felt forced and stretching to try and come up with questions. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, once you get into, like, what do you do for a living, and are you planning to visit New York or move to New York or something like that, I feel under the gun. Um, so that just went nowhere, and we wished each other well, knowing, of course, this is the end of the match. And sure enough, the next morning I found she had closed the match. So, I mean, this other person I was talking with. So that's fine with me. Um, all right, my ideal woman, she would be smart. She would not only smart, she would um, be full of energy. Um, she would be tripping over herself to start conversations. The conversations should flow very easily. This gets okay. Before I get into this, I wanted to share something that I messaged my cousin about just today. Well, actually, I yesterday, and then she messaged me back. I said I talked about what happened, and I talked about my loneliness. And I'm 40. I'm almost 48, and I don't live in a Jewish neighborhood. And it seems, just from past experience, 30 years past experience, whenever I would go on to I've tried dating sites, it's full confession, right? I've tried dating sites, uh, early on, I tried Lunch Appeal. I even remember the name, Lunch Appeal, which is a physical local group where they would match. It was a local matchmaker group. I've gone back to Temple to try and find somebody. You name it, I've probably tried it. Okay, Cupid, Jewish Matchmaker, and right away I was targeting Jewish women. I targeting. I knew I wanted to date a Jewish woman because just dating anybody, I didn't want to date somebody who wasn't Jewish, who didn't want to probably uphold, have uphold a Jewish lifestyle. Um, because Judaism means something very much to me. There, believe it or not, the Jewish population is very small, uh, which says a lot because they're very prominent in society, famous Jews, but they're very small. It's like 1 or 2% of the population, maybe half a percent of the population sometimes. Um, and they all seem to be clustered in New York City. So it's kind of a joke, Bronx, Queens, Central Islip, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but nobody in Syracuse, which is a real bummer. So I'm alone. So yeah, so I contacted my cousin, and she lives in Florida, and I say something I've said before a few times, quite a few times. I'm lonely. I don't think I'll ever meet anybody. Um, I feel weird. Well, I don't, it doesn't affect me that strongly in terms of feeling weird or different. Except, of course, when I'm around married people, happily married people, I feel jealous and envious. There's a difference between jealous and envious, by the way. I forget exactly what, but one of them which involves um, being threatened that something would be taken away. And anyway, um, so she replied back that she has a friend um, who has a son who's in the same position that I am. Um, and he feels the same way, and so do I. So I felt more comfortable because I wasn't alone. Um, that made me feel better. It still doesn't solve the problem, though. Um, okay, so going back to the kind of woman I would like to meet, um, she'd be very eager to talk. She would be smart. She'd be full of interests and passions. She'd be attractive. Um, and I guess we would need to have some common interests. Um, and she'd be compassionate. She'd be nurturing. It, as long as she has those things, I'd be very happy. Um, so that would be my ideal girlfriend. Um, and I haven't met her yet. I don't know if I ever will. Um, so I guess there's nothing further to talk about in this video. So I'll leave it at that and see you next time. Bye.